Well, today we're painting Window Magic. This is another one of our favorite TV painters originals that I am sort of remaking it and making it my own, and thus I titled it something different. So let's go see what I'm doing. Oh, by the way, my name is Yovette if you haven't seen me, and I'm glad you're here today. Well, as you can see, I've laid out some tape here, and I just sort of made it a shape into a window. This is just something that I made up because of the tape that I had. This is like 1/2 inch tape, this is 3/4 inch tape, and then I have the 1 inch tape on the outer edges. So I have a little bit wider border and a little bit narrow in through here. And that's the best I could come up with for an idea. So I'm going to start out with my 3/4 inch floral brush, and I'm going to start in the sky. Now to do this, I want to add just a little bit of a pink in here, a little bit of alizarin crimson. And I'm going to go right in here, just through the center. Now I've already applied my soft white medium on here. And I'm going to go up a little bit high and a little bit low. And I'm going to next, I'm just wiping off that brush, I'm going to add a little bit of the phthalo blue. That is such a gorgeous color. I'm just going to go right up above here. Put this in here. Wipe the brush a little because that's pretty thick. But it's going to blend with my white, so I'm not too worried about it. I got to remember to hold my handle back so you can see what I'm doing. I'll tell you, that's a hard thing to get used to, is holding the handle back and away from you. But you know, it gives you a whole lot more control if you can learn to do this. Okay, that is pretty. And then let's add just a hair more underneath. And blending up, crisscrossing, big crisscross strokes. And let's go next to ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue is almost kind of like a nighttime color, but it's beautiful. All the colors are beautiful, aren't they, when it comes right down to it? Every color is, you know, it's unique in its own way, and it's always good for something. But this one has a nighttime feel. It's a warmer blue, whereas the ultramarine blue is a cool blue. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, I undercoated this with acrylic, and I used just a brown, a burnt sienna. And then what I did is I put it on and really thin, and then I wiped it off with a paper towel. And that was just kind of to tint the canvas. So I don't know if that's going to turn out or not. I hope so. I'm looking forward to it turning out. Okay, and then I want to put some of this down here in the bottom. Oh, guess what? I got the wrong color. Okay, so if you do that, just go ahead and wipe a little bit of that off. It won't hurt anything. I want to go into my darker blue. That's the one I want down here. See, you got to see me make a mistake. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, and a little more blue over here in this corner. And when you're working with this tape, kind of remember to, if you can, remember to go in on the edges. That way it won't lift the tape. Sometimes the brushes will lift the tape and you'll just get a nasty edge in there. Okay, I think that is going to be good. I don't think I ruined it. However, I do want to add a little bit more blue up in this corner here, and a little bit in the other corner here. So I don't know, should we put clouds in here? What do you think? I can't hear you. I think we should maybe just add a cloud or two. I think for that, I'm just going to use a fan brush. I have here a number 3 fan brush. I'm going to go into some just pure white, just plain white. And let's go ahead and make these really, let's bring one in from here. Just really loose and free. Just kind of swirl it around and just sort of blend it out on the bottom. Wipe that brush off, it picked up blue. Let's make a little bit on the other side too. How about over here? And a little bit of blending on the bottom. I don't like the top of that one, so let's just do something different here. There. You know, you guys know I love this little brush. Okay, just softly, softly blend out the bottom. See how beautifully that works? If you don't have a bunny brush, try one of your, if you're a girl, you have a makeup brush. If you're a guy, your wife probably has a makeup brush. In that case, you can just use their brushes. And then I'm just softly, softly, softly blending in the tops here. There, lovely, soft, puffy clouds. Now with the clean fan brush, I want to go into a little bit of, let's see, this is background. It's going to be kind of misty. Let's go into some green. A slight bit of brown. Some ultramarine blue, and a little bit of white. And we're going to start off making a little pine tree. Let's start it way back here. And go right over your tape. You probably won't even notice the tape there, but just go right over it. If you want, you can do uppy trees, or you can do down trees. Now I want a little bit darker color. I'm adding more blue, more brown, more green. Yeah, that's better. Let's go right, I don't want to get right next to this one, so let's just go, we'll have this one quite a bit taller. Like I said, you can make these up or down, whatever your choice. I want it darker through the center here. And maybe coming down right into here. Now, still darker. A little bit of brown, blue, green. Just any of your dark colors. Let's make this one right in here. As you come lower, I want you to tap harder. That spreads the bristles out. And we'll have this one come down even further. So you see we have different levels here. Back to this brush that I used a little blue in, I'm going to grab some just white. What I want to do is just go down under here and just bring some of this out here. A little more white. I'm going to do the same thing here. And here. Okay, now I would like to grab that fan or that knife, just my small knife, go into a little bit of brown, go into some white, go over the top to make a marble mix, grab a little roll, and I'm just going to put a little bit of trunk in here. And I want to also tip the tree a little bit. And if you want, you can even add some branches over here. Some other like trees that are dead. They're gone. They've disappeared for the winter. And I'm going to go into a little bit of white and some phthalo blue. And just sort of a light blue. And I'm going to just lightly give an indication of snow, a light bluish snow. Go right over your trunks. If you want, with this darker color, we can make a few little bushes here. Maybe some here. Just stuff sticking up through the snow. Let's go into, oh, this time we want really dark color, lots of blue. You can use all the dark colors. Green, blue, alizarin, brown, just all the dark colors. Load that brush really good because this time we're going to make a bigger tree over here. And I think it's fun to change up the paintings every once in a while and do something a little different. So that's what I decided to do with this one. Let's go right in right about here. And this is going to be a very big tree. So it will take a lot of paint. Don't be afraid to reload that brush. Isn't that awesome? Ooh, I like it. And like I said, you know, I've told you before, I'm left-handed, so always my left side of the tree looks weird. So just touch it up a little where you think it needs it. Let's add a little bit of trunk to this one. Squeeze out that paint, that dark paint, because you want to go into a little bit of highlight color now. So we'll go into white, ultramarine blue, and let's just go ahead and tip this a little bit. Go right over the trunk. Okay, now back into this brush with the white. Let's get a little bit of snow. Oh, first, I know what I want to do. Let's get that dark color. And let's go in and make some shrubs here. Bring this down a little bit. Probably even darken this corner here. That would even look better. And then with the white, let's just go in and bring this down. So that's kind of neat. You have this almost like a little pathway back here. And of course we have to have those famous large trees. So let's go into dark brown. All the dark colors, just use up whatever kind of paint you have left. I even put a little green in there. Just dark colors. Grab a roll. And let's see, let's go. I'm going to bring one right here. Right down to the bottom. Now if it's easier for you to do this one way or the other, just make your tree however it was easiest for you. Make this a little bit wider at the top. Okay, I think that's going to be a good tree. And let's go into a little more paint. Let's have this one coming right down here. And we'll have him come over this way. I'm putting this on really, really thick. Well, one of my viewers, her name is Parsley, she asked me if I could put a silver birch into one of my paintings. So I'm going to attempt to do a silver birch. Okay. With the small edge of the knife, the little edge will just come out here. And a little bit out this side. Let's put this one over here. Now I want to go into some white. Pull it out. Grab a nice roll. And let's see, let's start this way. Wipe the knife off because it's going to pick up a lot of brown. Whoops, I need to spread that out more. There we go. Keep wiping your knife off. And with that small edge of the knife, we'll bring this one out here. Now I want to grab some more of this white, and we're going to do the other side of the tree, only not pulling quite as far. Just a few little highlights. That looks good. Okay, I think I'll not mess with that anymore because I think it's just fine the way it is. You can always touch it up afterwards, remember. If you don't like what you see, you can touch it up afterwards. So now with my liner brush, what I have here is Water Mixable Thinner, just plain thinner. You just dip your brush into that thinner, go into your brown, get it nice and loose like ink. And if you want, I'm going to even add some blue to that because I want a darker brown. Or you could use a sienna, not a sienna, but a burnt umber or a raw umber. That's a very dark brown too, that would work. And we're just going to make a few branches here. And you want to make sure that you keep this really thin. How about one up here? And see if you can shake. Man, that makes it so much better. Oh, that's a boo-boo. I'll wait and cover that after it's dry. Well, maybe I'll get it now. It might be easier to get it now. No, I'm not. It's smeared. That's all right. I'll cover it later. So you can always go back into painting after it's dry, and I do that almost all the time. Okay, I think this is probably good. I don't think I want to add any more. What do you think? I like it. And you can always add, like, if you want, maybe there's some stuff down here. Okay. And I think, let's see, that other painting, it had a little bit of, kind of like a little post in here. It was just kind of like a little post just stuck in nowhere. Let's start here. We'll do this, this, one here. Oh, let me do this way. That's better. Maybe one here. Just kind of, it's kind of like old and it's falling over. Well, actually, it's fallen over already. And it might have a little snow on the tip of it. Possibly a little snow hitting the side of it. This is not the stormy look, not the stormy feel that the other original painting had. Very thin paint, and we'll just bring that out like so. And that's just kind of buried in the snow. And of course it has to have some little shrub here. And possibly just a little white. We're going to have a little birdie here, one here, and how about one down here? Always have to have my birds. I'm going to pull this off. I went and forgot one step, and so I had to carefully put this tape back down here because I forgot to do the little snow here. So what I want to do is just dip into some soft white medium, and we're just going to just kind of twist your brush and just make a little snow on the edges here. Let's do a little bit on this one. You don't have to do this if you don't want, but it really looks nice in the finished painting. It's like the snow is drifting off this way. Can't believe I forgot that. Oh, no matter how many years you've been painting, you still goof up once in a while. And a little bit down here. Can't forget this one. This paint that I'm using is like the consistency of house paint. It's very, very soft and very wet. And I make this by just mixing titanium white and either thinner or linseed oil. I prefer the linseed oil because it seems to work better than thinner, much better. There. So let's try this all over again and see if I messed it up royally. Oh, not too bad. And let's start down here. Well, let's start up here. See if my hands are clean enough. I think so. And we'll just start pulling. There. Well, once I got the painting done, then I started outlining the window sills. I just wanted to make this window more realistic looking, and so I thought, well, this is something fun I could do. Anyway, once that was done, then I had added more tape because I want to do a little bit of shading now. And to do this, I'm just using a flat liner brush, or not liner, but just a flat brush, a small one. And I'm using acrylic paint. I'm using the color Raw Umber, which I thought was a nice contrast. It really deepens the windowsills considerably. I thought it made it look much more real. After that, I took a chip brush, my favorite chip brush, and I just started making window greens, you know, putting in those little lines to make it look more like a wood. That was interesting. Once that was dry, I did the final taping so I could highlight shadows and do anything else I wanted. Well, the first thing I wanted to do was touch up the tree, because it wasn't quite filled in enough. For a silver birch, it needs to be a little bit heavier. And I also needed to make the eyes in the tree. You know, silver birch has eyes. And then I put highlights in the snow, and I also added a little snow to the tree limbs and to this little fence, this little broken down fence here. Because there would be a little bit of snow there. And then I added a slight bit more snow to the windowsills because I found that before, when I took the tape off, it didn't seem like it was really quite enough. So I added that. I really like it now. Here's some more videos that you might enjoy, and this is the first day of a brand new year, so I wish you all a very blessed year. Come back and see me next month. Bye-bye.